if I could remove all the hairs from here and put them in here, that'd be dope. Hi, thanks for joining. So today, on this week's chat on Instagram, a dear friend of mine is joining us called Shruti Hassan. We've been mates for a while and I keep forgetting just how big she is. It's nuts. So yeah, this is the next episode, I guess, or the next one of these weird isolation chats where I basically sit down with a friend of mine who happens to be on the other side of the world or wherever, and we just talk. So imagine that we're in a bar and you're watching us chatting. That's basically it. So yeah, as soon as Shruti joins, here we go. She's here.
Hi.
Hi.
How is my connection? Do I need to switch to Wi-Fi or are we decent?
I think you're good. You look less like a sort of Lego person, and you look good. You look like yourself.
No, look, Baba. Can you able to hearing me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
What
good.
do you mean not look? This is a video platform. I need to be looking also.
I did make an effort for you. I went like a bit rock and roll, like.
I'm touched.
You know.
Hello, Purna. Purna's joined us. Hi, Purna.
Hi, Purna.
Hi.
Thank
So
you for having me on your lovely chat show now. I'm so excited to be here today. I really love the brick wall, by the way.
I like your background. By the way, considering this whole lockdown, you've been broadcasting from your place with the same background.
Yes.
What is it? Is that like a piece of plywood you've put together?
No, it's actually my wall.
That's for real your wall?
Yeah, it's concrete.
What? It looks like velvet, dude.
It's unpolished concrete.
Huh.
Like my heart.
Like your heart. Like a big lump that is just raw and jagged.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
But it is not plywood, it's concrete.
Fair enough. So I was just outlining before we connected that this whole series is basically me talking to my friends in a very casual manner. It's not a typical interview. I'm not going to be asking you any kind of things like, what is your favorite color? Although I might. Hi, Mega. Hi. But or anything like that. I'm going to be talking to my friend as if we were in a coffee shop or a bar or wherever, you know. So it's just a very friendly conversation that you are all privy to, basically.
Yes, exactly. I'm just thinking of Dee's message today. Like, I'm going to see how you guys behave. Like my uncle.
Dee is an uncle.
He is.
I think he's become increasingly more uncle as time goes on.
Yes, he is. He's very uncle.
Full. But actually also, by the way, if anyone wants to ask any questions, hi Vandana, how's it going? There's a little question mark button on your screen. You can hit that and ask questions. But I am monitoring them, right? So don't ask any nonsense. Ask some good nonsense, like, Shruti, who is your favorite writer? And I know the answer to that. So go on, let's start with that.
Who is it? Let me
Neil,
see if
right?
you know.
Neil Gaiman.
Yes!
See, this is why we're friends. This is exactly why we're friends. So, you know, I didn't know anything about your film career because I'm an ignoramus and an idiot. And we met.
No, I liked that about our friendship because you didn't have any like preconceived notions or yeah,
it didn't really matter, right? But that's the
Jazz
thing,
introduced us, which was cool for the
Jazz
first
from
time
Culture Shock.
outside Pali Village Cafe.
That's right, in Bandra.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
I remember you so fondly. I remember every detail. You were wearing black.
No shit. I was wearing black. Shocking, proper shocking. But yeah, and then I think genuinely, like, you know, a sort of a true, actual friendship struck up over music and art and writers like Neil Gaiman. So I guess that's the thing, is that there's this whole popular side of you that everybody knows, which I was ignorant of. And then there's the side that I know, which is like very much sort of more textured and smoky and darker.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say smoky, I don't mean smoking, just to clarify. I mean sort of, you know, hazy.
That, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's got to be quite interesting about sort of going from one bright and colorful extreme to the other, the darker kind of annals.
I think, with acting, it is all of those colors, which, but the presentation of it is very, for lack of a better expression, So it's like, I feel bad about that because even when I travel, it's like, oh, Bollywood, it's like so colorful. And I'm like, even for us, we have like so much more in terms of layers and characters. But it's always, as in life, the shiny, glittery stuff that gets more attention.
Yeah. Well, that's true. But then but here's the thing. The dark sort of black stuff like tar also catches light.
Yeah. But they're just like, ye kya hai, Sam?
That's the point. So here's an interesting question. So I'm obviously a big fan of your own personal music, which is
Thank you.
Very much, how do we describe it on your recent London gigs? It's like Tori Amos produced by Trent Reznor, which is very, very distinct from you doing the voice of Elsa in Frozen 2 in Tamil.
Yes.
Which also happened at exactly the same time.
At the same time, but I have to tell you about those Frozen 2 songs. Someone's like, speak normally now.
Who? What?
Someone just said,
I'm being Ruby.
Normally.
What, Mega?
Must be.
Mega's the director of the movie thing that's happening soon. So big up Mega. Yeah. And she's just saying
Have
Dory.
you been speaking of normally with me our entire friendship now?
This is just how I talk. I mean, I think I am having a couple of beverages.
You are.
So,
So, what was I saying? Yeah. So the thing about Frozen 2 and the songs is they're really, really hard to sing. They're not easy. They're not like Disney. No, it's like really hard vocally, the pitching, and also you get this like mandate from LA where they're like, it has to almost match wavelengths. So it was a really challenging experience, which I really enjoyed. And in the English version, I don't know if like non-singers would understand this, but like the same note is easier to hit with an R, an O than an E or an A sound. And everything was switching in Tamil.
Okay.
So because the word had to mean the same thing.
Right. So you were translating as well as singing.
And then matching the lip of Elsa, and like it was a lot. But it was a great learning experience. I loved it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So I had heard like the Frozen 1 stuff and I'd seen it and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I did it also only in 1.5 days, like the dubbing and the singing. So it was like a lot. Yeah.
That is kind of nuts, man. Because I remember we were talking about your London shows when you were doing Frozen 2. And the interesting thing was that we were talking about all of how the live stuff would work with a cello and a keyboard player in all of the dingy venues that I wanted you to play in London. Yes. Which is completely the opposite of Disney.
I loved the shows that we did together. Also because it was like us friends collaborating, which was fun. But also because it was just it was such a vibe. Like the Lelo was different, but I loved our second night as well. Like it was such a good vibe, which we should talk about. Like such a dope vibe. So yeah, I mean, it was lovely working with you again.
Oh, really. Mate, I don't call it work. It was just the standard. It's the same thing with Mega, who's on the comments, right? Mega is the director of this movie that I was in.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous. And we share a co-star. So Devi, which was your recent short film, which is badass.
Today is the top 10 films of 2020.
Really?
Yes, on the internet, apparently.
So it's been 5 months, and that's the top 10 film, because there are no other films coming out. So I think by default you win.
Thanks, mate.
But yeah, so Devi has...
Yashaswini.
Yashaswini, who's in both your thing and my thing and Mega's thing.
She's such a cutie.
It's nuts. I couldn't believe it when I saw a picture of you and her together. And I was like, what? What? This is nuts.
Well, like something really weird is recently I was talking to a friend from London and then these two completely random disconnected people were connected there. And it's not like Bombay where all the 5 people know all the 5 people. Like London's still a bit more like... And it's been happening this whole week, which is amazing because I've realized that everyone basically knows everybody.
Yeah.
In some way. Yeah.
But that's the thing is, so with Mega's project, which is called What Are the Odds, which is coming out very soon. I can't say when or when, but it's coming out very soon. But yeah, it's like...
tell me, Nami, how was it to act? Did you enjoy it?
I hated it. I hated it. Oh my God. I don't know how you guys do it. I can't. I couldn't stand it. Because there's so much waiting around. There's so much waiting for resetting lights. And I'm just like, dude, I work in music. I'm a DJ essentially, right? So I kind of build up to a point of release.
Yeah.
And there's a live audience. So if there's a reaction, I can react to it. With this, it's like you're in a vacuum. And it's like a sort of tease. So it's like, go this far, stop and do it again. And go this far and stop. I'm like, oh God. So it's kind of like a little bit like getting rid of control, essentially. So I guess I didn't like giving over control to someone else. You know what I mean?
There's a lesson in there for you.
Absolutely. But I've got to say, with Mega directing and with Yashaswini and with Monica and with Abe and everyone. Yes, exactly. So Monica Dogra, Abe Deol, and Paresh and Priyanka Bose and everyone on the set, it was awesome. It was like family. It was like the best sort of... It's my first spoken role in a film, so it was the best possible environment to be in. You know what I mean?
That's so good.
Awesome. But I don't think acting's for me, really. I don't know how you cope. I don't know how actors cope. I think it's just insane.
I don't know how you DJ.
Nowadays it's easy. You just press play and everything. No,
everyone's DJing, no?
I do it properly though. I actually like the possibility of screwing up.
You actually do it old school, yeah.
Actually do the button touchings and slight manipulations.
Then what else? How is London?
London's all right, man. I think, you know what, honestly, I've been feeling very, very, very lucky and privileged. You know what I mean? Just through all of this stuff, being very, very blessed. To be able to do stuff like this as well, to talk to my friends and to make something creative of it is quite a blessing, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is, it's wicked. And then the last time you were here, so this is the point. So you were here, in fact, the gig we did in London was on March the 8th.
Yes.
And it was the week of lockdown. 8th. It was 8th. And it was the week of lockdown, right? So everything started shutting down that following week.
No.
Voluntary lockdown in London started that Monday. And then it became proper the week after, eh?
No, it's voluntary started around the 14th.
I'm not so sure.
Because when we locked down here, I was wondering when you all are going to lock down there.
Okay. So, well, around that time anyway. But regardless, it was the last week. It was the last gig before lockdown, which is nuts.
Yes. I mean, now, I can't even imagine the thought of singing into a shared microphone. It's like...
It turned out to, I mean, that's the thing, that as well. So from now on, I'm going to spray alcohol on all the mics just to disinfect them and stuff. But also that lineup, that gig turned out to be, I'm burping like crazy. Sorry, it's this new
gas monster.
Oh, it's crazy. Oh, I told you this was no regular interview. But basically, the lineup turned out to be insane. So it was you, Nikita Gill, who's an amazing poet, and yeah, it was just you two on the actual bill. And then Anushka Shankar jumped on, and then Sarathi Korwa jumped on, and then Riz Ahmed jumped on. So it was like, it became this mega clash of different...
Brown people?
Yeah, of different talents and different skill sets, but they're all just badasses, like all complete badasses.
It was amazing. It was
in a
really
pub
good
in East
energy.
London. Yeah.
It was really good energy. I mean, do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like old school, like there was this place in Chennai, which was like this underground place where we would go and listen to people that we knew. Do you know what I mean? In Chennai, yeah. Right. And we would be going to see the people that we knew, or we knew someone knew. And it was always everyone with love for each other. And I hadn't really felt that in a long, long time, because everything else starts to feel really giggy. And then when you become a part of a business that's such a big machinery, you really forget what that feels like. So for me, that night was really special because it was like old school gigs that I used to love and be like, hey, do you like this? Oh, we didn't know that our friend was like this. So you know what I mean? It was really good vibes.
And you got some mad fans that night in terms of like the whole sort of music crew. They were like, what? Shruti can sing like that? Which was interestingly like quite shocking for a lot of people.
And a lot of ladies liked me, which was very flattering.
Yeah, a lot of really, really extremely talented ladies were like,
not just any ladies.
Not just any ladies. The best ladies. Yeah,
Yes.
it was awesome. But yeah, and I tell you what, you've touched on something interesting about the whole giggy thing, which is like you grew up in that environment, right? You literally were born into that kind of an environment that was led by an industry almost because of your dad, right?
Yes.
So that has got to be something. That's something that you've, I guess, had to have forged your own path through.
Well, see, I'll tell you what. The good thing is my parents were really chill, especially my dad. He was a super chill dad. It's only when we would go to his movie premiere nights and people would be like, Taleva! And I'd be like, oh, okay, you know, I get it. But otherwise, he was super chill, so it wasn't that weird.
Right.
And the messaging at home was very pro my own independent voice.
Wicked. Right.
Image of myself. So it wasn't that hard. What was hard was people who were a bit like, you know, so that was a bit. I was just talking about it earlier today to somebody that she asked me a really interesting question. It was like, did you have to like dumb yourself down because you grew up with all these huge artistical influences in person and in text and in music and in cinema? And it wasn't that. It's just, you know, in the environment of my home and my school till I was about 15, I was like celebrated for being a weirdo. And then I went out in the world and then I didn't find my circle quick enough within the film business, my fellow weirdos. You know what I mean? And also I was just like, which I'm proud of, I was like, I need to get to that finish line. And I was like pretty much running alone. And then I was like, I'm lonely and I'm tired. And then I got back to music. And London to me is a connection to my soul for that reason. Because it was like, come my child, I shall hold you.
Do you know what? I felt that exactly the same about India, bizarrely.
Well, it's...
In the early 2000s when I started going there on tour, so doing clubs and stuff in England and DJing over here. When I went to India for that, I felt, particularly in Bombay, I felt that.
Yeah, I would say more so in Bombay, right?
It was crazy. But also in Chennai and Bangalore as well, I felt that.
But that's why NRI Khoon going,
no, man. No. Because I think there's a lot of people that go back to India to discover their roots and shit. But like, no. There was a genuine sort of like, comfort. The same sort of comfort I feel in London. So I was very lucky. That again is very privileged to feel that comfort zone there, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of get that sort of freedom of expression. And also, I guess it's because you can go places and be normal here.
I mean, I can do that to a certain degree here as well. I think you can do that anywhere if you're just chill. If you're all like sunglasses and you're then people are going to be like, who's that weird person? Half the time you're attracting attention because you're acting abnormally, you know. And it's true. And I've seen, and I love that about England. Like, I've seen celebrities on the tube and they're just there with their paper. And I'm like, yeah.
There's a really great story about David Bowie getting around London and the subway in New York. And David Bowie used to wear shades, a hat, and a raincoat, and carry around a Polish newspaper.
Right.
Because everyone just assumed he was foreign.
Love it.
As a little,
Yeah, but that's the vibe. Like, you just need to be chill. But in London, but I can't take like the train here and stuff. And I really love the tube.
There you go. There you go. That's a nice question.
How do you do this question thing? So cool.
It's nice, no?
Acha. Oh my God. Okay, so I would say that, do you know what it is? It doesn't feel so much like a crisis to me as much as a natural evolution of things getting really messed up.
I thought I wouldn't swear to stop encouraging you swear. Basket.
And all the shit come out.
Thanks. Thank you for that. Thanks. I mean, that's just the natural reaction. Yes, excellent.
Yeah. I just feel like it's a natural progression. Yes, people are now saying it happened because of one and like the thing and this and the zoonotical disease. But I kind of think we were moving towards something breaking.
Something happening. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Honestly, when like a certain someone started like talking shit about a certain country, I was like, oh, they're going to go to war and that's what's going to happen. And that didn't happen. And I think this actually averted something worse happening, maybe.
What you've just said could apply across the world in very terrible... That was excellently put.
That's why I'm not taking
excellently
the names.
put. Yeah, but you're right. It applies everywhere. But that's true. But I think also there's a certain sense of like, I've been feeling incredibly like privileged and lucky to be through this.
Gratitude.
Yeah, totally.
Has been the you know, MO for me, because I don't know if people like, you know enough about what's happening with the migrant workers in India. It's horrible.
Yeah.
They're walking from Bangalore to UP, which is like in a car, I don't know how many days, with like nothing. And then you're thinking the privilege of our ability to communicate, access to food,
you
know,
all of that stuff. Yeah, man. I think
is what is keeping me positive.
That's a nice thing. I was talking to a friend of mine. Ironically, the things that have keeping me going is, again, proper privilege in terms of Star Wars geekery, which I'm a massive nerd about, and retro computer gaming. So I've been like hacking things to run all sorts of stupid old computer games. Like I'm just, you know.
But you're like such an uncle. I may not have even played those games.
Very true, very true. But I grew up in a very humble background, right? I'm from a background where like having a games console was a massive privilege, right? So it was like it was like a whole, what is this? And every game was like a hard fought for because there were just a ridiculous amount of money and whatever. So it was all very, that you appreciate everything you got. And now I'm like, I can make these things work on my phone. How? I will figure it out. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, stuff like that. But, you know, that's
I play like online old school Sega Sonic.
Like that.
When
I was going to say,
pixelated and awful.
I mean, that
was my jam.
That's kind of what I was getting at, was that back then, if this had happened in the 90s, we wouldn't have any internet or any sort of communication like this.
One second, I just want to tell people also that when the Spanish influenza happened, at least in the 90s, we would have had a telephone. Do you know what I mean? And then,
yeah, but call charges were so exorbitant then.
Oh my God. I didn't think of that.
Every phone call was like a blessing. Like,
it wouldn't be like, hey, Mom, I'm not dead. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, sure. I mean in terms of, okay, I'm on about a certain level of privilege where there's no internet, no communication.
I mean, like, communication is what, I mean, so I know you don't like all this, but this is the age of Aquarius, which is all about technology and...
God. So when I first met Shruti, I thought she was like a punk into metal and all this stuff. And then she throws all this hippie stuff at me. And I'm like,
It's no hippie stuff. It's auntie stuff, okay? But
go on. Please carry on.
No, well, no. Jokes aside, I do think it's, you know, the age of Aquarius is called the age of technology and communication. And why I feel it's so important now is it's really shining a light on how thankful we should be for these ways of communication. This is the best time for us to communicate this way. Mm-hmm. I'm staying alone completely by myself with my cat, who's completely disinterested in this chat. And
just the one cat.
I mean, I don't know how my just one cat. My other one cat. Yeah. And I don't know how my mental state would have been if I didn't have technology and communication, honestly. Mm-hmm. And also just sharing this experience with everybody. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the questions. There's some interesting. There's some like
Tamil pesunga.
There's lots of that, but there's some. This is a good one. I know exactly the answer to this. This is great.
Who inspires me in music? I mean, do they mean like artists?
I guess, of course.
Well,
because I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
really long and eclectic mix list, you know. But I think it helps that, like I was saying earlier, like it helps that I grew up with the natural sound of film music in my home. So like scores and amazing Indian composers like R.D. Burman and Ilayaraja sir and like that whole vibe.
Yeah.
And then my dad was obsessed with The Who and Led Zeppelin.
That's
and my
cool.
mom was obsessed with Bob Dylan and Bob Marley. So she brought me the two Bobs. So this is what I heard. And then suddenly it was like my dad was like, 1 second, why haven't you heard enough of the Beatles? And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't. Or like Blue Oyster Cult, like random stuff. Or like suddenly he would be into like Sly and the Family Stone, like just bizarre stuff from him. And then my mom, we were in London on holiday when I was 12 years old. And she's like, Shruti, I heard this. It's one song on the CD. It's mind-blowing. And I was like, what is it? And I was like, The Prodigy, you know? And I mean,
that's cool.
So dope. Then my mom introduced me to Tori Amos and The Prodigy.
That's so cool. Your mom introduced you to Tori Amos.
My mom introduced me to Tori Amos. She was obsessed with songs from the Choir Girl Hotel. So when I was like 13, 14, that's what I was listening to at home all the time. And just being like, this is legit good. And then my mom kind of stopped listening to them because she was like, हाँ वो एक सीरी अच्छा था, you know. And then I just got into it. But the thing is, I don't really my personal favorite was, I was an obsessive Maiden head growing up. Metallica, Maiden.
Iron Maiden, really?
Yeah.
No, you're
Iron
kidding.
Maiden was like my thing. Bruce Dickinson was my man. Like, it was just, I just loved him and his vibrato. I
used to collect the records because Eddie the character,
Eddie
was like one of my favorite like characters. So all the things about, well, it wasn't Seventh Son from Seventh Son. There was a futuristic one which had Eddie with a ray gun.
Not Brave New World, no.
Iron Maiden. I'm looking this up right now. This is now.
alien की तरह दिखता है. हाँ, ये मेरा सबसे प्यारा alien है.
I'll take that.
I know. I don't think they realize. I would be really flattered if someone said I look like an alien. Because I'd be like.
You know what? One of the most biggest compliments I ever got was someone came up to me and said, "You look like you're from the future." I was like,
"Yes, such a vibe."
Yes. It's called Somewhere in Time. That album cover.
Now, Maiden, big part. Then metal just big. Also, when I was around, I think it was Imran who was my first co-star. Was like, I'm not that into the music, but I love like the artwork of this. And I said, what is this? And it was Cradle of Filth, and I fell madly in love with Danny Filth.
No way.
I just loved his style of screaming because it was so like, you know, like I just loved it so much.
No way.
Yeah, metal was just my thing, and I don't really know from where I collected bits and pieces, but like it was, yeah. And then like, I don't even remember how I discovered System of a Down, which were like a huge influence. And then my first ever boyfriend was like a massive metalhead, which helped. So he was like, you know, it was nice to you know, date someone with similar music, and you were like young love, but like heavy metal love. It was good.
Well, that's the thing. I think metal was my gateway into sort of electronic music because it was like the speed and the aggression,
the
and
energy
the power.
of it. Yeah,
totally. And then I was like, you know, into Slayer and Machine Head. In fact, I saw Slayer and Machine Head.
How could I forget?
I saw them two play together, and then and this is in Birmingham, so like in England, but like in a city that's, you know, whatever. In fact, Wolverhampton was where we used to go to see the gigs.
Birmingham where the Peaky Blinders are from?
Mm-hmm. But this is before anyone knew about Peaky Blinders. The claim to fame I do have about Birmingham is that I grew up in Aston, which is where Ozzy Osbourne was born.
What?
Where Ozzy Osbourne was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Black Sabbath came from my neighborhood, basically, which explains a lot.
You know what? Can I just say something? England is just like such a soul of the music, really, for everything. Like, it just spits out.
Well, like, here's how I describe it. I describe England as the great remixer. So we take influences from the rest of the world, remix them, and spit them back out.
Someone said we look like slim fashionista cats.
I'll take that.
I love it.
Voguing.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, England's really great at taking culture, remixing it, and spitting it back out, I think. Like, it took rock and roll and gave it punk.
England and music is just a whole other conversation, which is
like reggae as well, turned into ska over here. Yeah, loads
and
of
I
stuff.
also just think like a lot of the rest of the world, especially America, looks to England to taste. Is this okay?
Because we're a bunch of weirdos. That's why, I think.
It's cold and miserable, and you're like, it's fine, I'll just be this way.
What else are you going to do? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? But that's the thing. So let's go, actually. So this is the thing. Your whole thing in metal was that pathway. And then that, I guess...
Another thing. No, I'm sorry.
Go on.
Metal feels like a natural progression to me. And I'll tell you why. Because ever since I was a kid, I'm obsessed with hard, heavy, really cruddy South Indian rhythms, like proper, and the odd time signatures, and the beauty of aggression of it, you know. So metal felt like an extension of that, really.
Yeah. I mean, we had this conversation about South Indian percussion. And there's a dear friend of mine, Dhruva Ganesan, who's like, he formed the dubstep crew called Subswara in New York with Dave Sharma. Big up yourselves. And Dhruva went to Chennai and recorded a bunch of obscure South Indian percussion to put into dubstep. And because of that filth and that sort of that sort of range of
like
sound.
The tabla, which have this mridangam, which is like more muted than the tabla, but it has this sharp, like if you were to mix the kick and the snare together, like, you know.
It's got that whole range.
So good. Yeah. So good.
It's like a synth with a resonance at the top and a weighty bottom.
It's just that this end sounds different with the finger clogs and this end sounds different. It's just like, yes. Yeah.
Nice. Big up Decode is in the house. Wicked. D's here.
Hi, D. And in my garage.
I think he's referring to some sort of deep sounds, I guess. Did you guys record vocals in his garage or in the studio?
We did. That's what he's talking about. I was like, to a song.
Actually, I think that's the thing. So the secret project that me, you, and someone else that we can't mention is working on. Can we mention that yet? No, we can't. Okay.
No, we can't.
We can't mention that. So it's weird. So there's you and someone else who's massive, who both got on the tube to the middle of nowhere in Essex to Dee's house to record in his garage. And I love that. I love that equalizer in England. I love the fact that there's like two megastars like you guys just go to Dee's like house and record in a garage. That's just wicked.
Well, I mean, I'm not thinking I'm a megastar on track. What do you know?
Yeah, but I'm saying that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. I'm not saying you're saying it. I just think it's...
I didn't do that, but I didn't do that track in Dee's house. I did that over here. What I did with Dee was Black
Was this
Rose.
track in the background? Ah, of course. It was another track entirely. That's right.
Which reminds me, can you send it to me again? Because I've lost it again.
Yeah. It's playing on loop in the background because of Dee's production, but that's because it's kind of a nice bed.
Well, send it to me again.
I will.
I really loved that track. I loved writing with Dee.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Yeah.
Totally. I'm just trying to see if there's any other questions. Someone's asking about your favorite alcohol. She doesn't drink. I drink.
I don't drink.
She
I
doesn't
used to drink, but I don't drink. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the drinker. Which is probably why I sort of see Shruti as my big little sister, where I'm just like all drunk and mopey.
Little sister.
It's so annoying. You and Anushka are basically the same thing, where you bully me and pick on me, but then you're sort of younger than me, so whatever. Thanks.
The love is nurturing. That's why.
It's really annoying. That's what it is. There's lots of questions asking if I'm gay and what my deal is, but that's fine.
Your deal is that you like. You know.
Oh, these are good. These are good. Farak.
So, this is not good. It's like the standard question.
Oh, really? Okay, fuck. Well, for me,
wait, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Honestly.
Praveen. Praveen says I'd pick on Wicked. Praveen is Pavan's brother, who's also an amazing drummer. Praveen.
Which reminds me, I have to tell you about something cool that happened with Pavan yesterday.
Look, Yashwini. Sorry. Yashaswini.
Hi, baby.
Hi. I feel bad for not saying her name correctly. Oh, sorry, love.
It's such a name, though. It's like the heavy metal names of girls. My name is Yashaswini. It's like she's...
That is pretty cool.
But then you look at her and she's
so sweet. So sweet. I just like,
Yeah, it doesn't
I had to swear at her in this film that's coming out soon. I felt really bad.
Yeah, because she looked...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
sorry, you were saying.
That one. She really is. Music or acting? On an average day, if you ask me in terms of control of creative expression, music, of course. But what acting has given to my music is like unbelievable. The ability to transport myself into other lives and a commitment to somebody else's character and journey and someone else's soul and someone else's biography is very, very, very powerful tool to use in music.
It was that loss of control we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And getting into character. So then I guess it goes all the way around to finding yourself and how to describe yourself.
Yeah. And now what I'm able to do is I I think when I was young, I needed fodder from real stimulants in life in terms of experience.
Yeah.
Like I needed to feel a certain way to write a certain thing. And therefore, in phases, my music was starting to sound like it was from the same girl, but not in a good way, if you know what I mean.
Like a self-parody almost. It becomes the same sort of cycle,
like
right?
Like a caricature of myself.
Yeah, you know? I get that. Yeah, totally.
And then I feel now that because of acting, I'm actually able to channel and write as different characters within myself because I am kind of nuts and I have many Shrutis. And now I'm able to give time to every Shruti like a proper... Each song is a screenplay.
If there's more than one of you, I'd be terrified. You're just really, really like such a strong bullying force in my life.
Don't say that. You know, people will really feel like I already have resting B face. Now I don't need this also, please.
This is the revenge for you being a big little sister. So yeah, haha.
So speaking of Pavan yesterday, so I shared what you had put up.
Okay.
And then
he
was like, really cool Meshuggah t-shirt. And I was like, you listen to Meshuggah? And then he's like, we remixed them. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Dope.
Dude, there's so many. In fact, talking about Pavan, his brother Praveen.
I was just telling someone today that I've made so many friends because of Meshuggah, because it's like, we are like a bunch, you know, of us.
Totally. Well, that's what I say. Like, Pavan's brother Praveen is also in a band called Peng Shui, right? And it's a grime punk band.
Yes. Good.
It's ridiculous. It's like the whole audience. Good. No, but so check this out. The whole audience is like there's a whole first half of the audience that are into sort of that grimy kind of East London rude boy flex.
Yeah.
And then there's a mosh pit.
Love.
Combined, it's just bizarre. It's really
Such
bizarre.
A vibe.
It's amazing. It is amazing. But yeah, indeed. And so Pav and Prash from Engineers remixed Meshuggah, which is nuts. So it's like a grime UK underground hip hop remix.
Yeah, it was just like a very unexpected mix as well. Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Someone knows who the hell I am, so I'm putting that up.
Do you know Yokai?
No, I have no idea who this person is.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for that lovely question. Nam, do you want to go first?
No.
Vocally, Tori Amos. I also have to say that. Why? Because she acts with her voice. She acts with her voice. She's like her voice is like a stage actor and a big box office movie star put together.
That's pretty cool.
That is what she is, because she knows how to package the power of her voice, but she can get down viscerally like she's in front of you and in your ear. So she's, I think, probably one of my biggest vocal influences ever. And Bobby McFerrin, because he does like the coolest shit with his voice.
Bobby McFerrin from who? Where? What? I don't know the name.
No, I know. Don't Worry, Be Happy is not like his vibe.
Okay. Oh, that guy.
Have you ever heard his vocal clinics? He's legend.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the link now.
Okay.
Because I was just like, the stuff he was doing with his voice was really, really incredible.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for me, there's my Hindustani classical training. So all really like Kishori Amonkar and all these Hindustani classical vocalists were really inspiring as well. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And you?
Me, as a DJ.
Oh, and Kurt Cobain, I'm sorry. Yes, continue.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Nice. Yeah, for me, as a DJ, honestly, there's an album by Faith No More called You Fat Bastards, live at the Brixton Academy, which is their album. And halfway through 2 tracks, Mike Patton breaks out with like, I want a place to stay, get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. And it's in the middle of like a Faith No More track. And he starts singing Pump Up the Jam in the middle of a Faith No More track. I'm like, what? Completely blew my mind.
That
and
you
then
can
combine the two. And then he sung New Kids on the Block in the middle of The Right Stuff. I was like, what? How can
that is
you can
such
be...
a cool inspiration.
So I was like, yeah, so you can like combine shit from different worlds in the coolest way. And and make that visible. And then also the string section from Massive Attack's Unfinished Sympathy, that whole violin section made me want to cry. And I was like, imagine sharing that to a whole room of people. That would be a privilege to sort of send that emotion out. And the third influence was when I was a kid at the Mandir, Navratri. I used to be the lead drummer when I was like 9. And then,
shut up.
Yeah, I could drum like a demon.
Narmesh.
I was like long hair, braces, but was that 9 braces? I was like, little and a geek, full geek. But at the Mandir, I used to play like the lead big drum. It was kind of like a doll on its side with sticks. It was a weird arrangement.
Yeah.
But I realized that the faster I played, the more of the girls' ankles I could see.
Oh my God, you're such a perv.
I know, but also the control of the crowd,
Ankle
the
perv.
speed. Well, I mean, come on, I was a kid, so I was like, you can't really engage with like females in a mandir because it's a sacred space.
You chose the ankles?
I was joking. I just meant that everyone is dancing faster. Come on, it's like an old British thing, like, ooh, look at my ankles in Victorian ages, and that kind of thing.
Was it? No wonder, because the only men who've ever complimented my ankles are Englishmen. They're like, your ankles are so tiny.
It's a weird British thing.
Are they?
It's a weird British thing.
Someone asked me if I'd surgically fixed my ankles, and I was like, who would surgically slim their ankles? I was like, my nose is fixed, but I wouldn't fix my ankles. Why would you fix your ankles? He said, why are your ankles so slim? And I was like, wow, it's an English thing, these ankles.
I mean, geez, you know what? I would murder for fatter ankles. My calves are like chopsticks. I basically, when I'm naked, I look like a golf club. It's really bad. It's really bad. But anyway, so yeah, Garba, Faith No More, and Massive Attack are the reasons why I DJ.
Love it.
But seeing as we're mates in a we're mates, we're hanging out. Can I ask you something right now? Can I go for a wee and call you back?
Just go for a wee and I'll talk to people till then.
Okay, wicked. Excellent.
This is amazing.
I really need to be. I'm taking these off. Actually, I'll just unplug this bit. There you go.
And I'm talking to all of you.
So now you can talk.
Then. Jaldi karo, beta. Till then, I'm going to answer your questions. Hello, baby doll. Thank you, Nishu. So thank you. I love you too. Thank you. What am I doing? I'm waiting for my friend to do susu and come back. For whoever asked, I'm not going to kiss the screen. Clara's good. She's right here. Do you want to come here, Clara, and say hi to people? Should I get Clara for a second? Come here, Clara. Come here, Clara. Clara's in a bad mood. She's in a bit of a pissy mood today. Favorite philosopher? Nietzsche? I think it depends. It changes from my state of mind. I can't really pick one. Where's my dad? My dad's in Chennai. Hi, Sarvesh. I am very good, thank you. How are you? Ooh, nice cat. Thank you. She is a nice cat. You are a nice cat. You are a nice cat. She's very, very irritated with me for the past few days. Favorite destination? I really love London. I miss London a lot. Hi, Sohail. There you are back.
One second, I'm going to plug you into this. Wait, see if that works. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Was it okay? Were you all right? Were you safe on your own? Hi.
You guys are so fun. Thank you, Sriram. Sriram is like my favorite. I wouldn't even say he's like fan. He's like part of my virtual family now. He's actually
that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know what? I've run out of mixers. I'm going to be back in a second.
Ma, Sami, don't irritate Yanam. There he's gone. Sing a Tamil song. Hey Ben, what's up? How are you? Um, this is why you don't do Insta lives with your friends. They actually leave you here like this.
Yeah, but this is the privilege that, you know, that's why you're with your friends.
Do you know which Ben said hi? My favorite Ben in the whole world.
Go on.
Ben from Dillinger Escape Plan.
Go on. Who?
Ben from Dillinger Escape Plan.
I was going to make a really rude joke in Hindi then.
No, don't.
Okay, I won't.
Sorry, Ben. Cat, nice. Thank you.
I'm so glad you have at least one pet still.
My God, honestly, it was so disturbing. And then there's people who are like, she doesn't seem to like care that Cora's missing. I can't even tell you, like, it was so traumatic. Because if you remember, I had to leave and come to London immediately.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really bad. And I was like looking for her everywhere. And then people are like, cats are like that only. But it's not like England where your cats can like go out there. You know, it's just like cray out there. So
yeah.
And now I can't even go out and look for it. It's been awful. So I'm really thankful for Clara. Chilling.
I'm glad you've got like, you know, like a buddy there with you. That's awesome.
Oh my God, I absolutely like. She gives me affection and like a connection to communication. Apart from this,
look at you songwriting. Yeah. That's beautiful.
What?
Look at you songwriting in situ, just immediately just coming up with lyrics like this. No wonder you have such like exuberant fans. Exuberant, is that a word? Exuberant. So. Exuberant. Exuberant is the word I'm looking for.
Exuberant.
Exuberant. Arey basket. See, look, I'm editing myself. All this BBC training is kicking in very well. It's like, yes, exuberant.
So how was it working in the BBC, ma'am? Do tell us.
Oh, well, so, yeah, it was all right. It was good. Yeah, I think, you know, like I said, I think, like you said, in fact, sort of changing things on your own terms was a lot of fun. You know, setting your own path.
So I went for an interview with Ashanti, and then on Not on the Floor, we were on. I was like, "You had a BBC Tamil here," and she's like, "Yeah, we used to." And I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "We should go there." And I was so excited to see BBC Tamil. I was like posing like a tourist. That's like the only touristy picture I took because I was like, this is so England, like the BBC, and then Tamil underneath. I was like, yes.
Well, you know, that was the thing. I think my parents finally understood what I did once those 3 letters were after my name. It was like a degree. You know, it was like a BSc, all those. Like
now it's
BBC.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay, fine. It's that assertion that you're okay now. Yeah, it was quite nice. It was quite nice. But I think that there's still, you know, this whole idea of trying to do something weird and unusual that I enjoy.
Right.
Which is why we actually do work together or do stuff together. I wouldn't say work. It's more just...
I think it's because we're weirdos and we get along. I'm a secret weirdo and you're a not so secret weirdo. That's the only difference.
That is true. Okay, so there's one question.
But who's the bigger weirdo then? That's the question.
You, because I want you to tell the story about this on my t-shirt.
Oh my God! I didn't even realize till now! Oh my God, that is the Air India Maharaj.
Well,
my man,
I mean, the one I'm wearing is like this only, like a ballerina version, but yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to get me this merchandise line of Air India's uncle.
Well, it's this only, which is that. It's not actually Air India. I think that.
I know, but it's the Maharaj. Like that's
so now, prove to everyone why you're the weirdo.
I think all children have imaginary friends, but mine was the Air India Maharaj. And I properly imagined him. And I had like this bed which had like a little stairway. Like my parents had built me a really nice bed. With the stairway going up, the bed was on top. And underneath was like a little door where I used to keep my toys. And it had a little light inside and I could like crawl in and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I thought he came from there and that's where I saw him first. So Air India Maharaj lived underneath my bed. And then my parents started to get really concerned because I would ask them to keep a plate of food at the table for him. And my mom would be like, you know, he's not there. He's not eating. I was like, oh, he's just not hungry tonight. Like I was really committed. I was method acting my way through my friendship with Air India Maharaj. And then there was a rather inappropriate and unfortunate incident which my mom happened to see of me and Air India Maharaj in the bathtub saving people from a shipwreck, which didn't look like that. So she said that he had to leave. And they sat me down and told me to ask him to leave. And I imagined him going away like that. And it really broke my heart. And after many years, I saw a life-size cutout of him that was taller than me. And I actually teared up because I felt like we'd both grown up and reconnected. Yeah, so Anindya Maharaj is my...
So you are the weirdo, not me.
No, I think I'm a nostalgic person.
So
but
I was...
Speaking of which, what really freaked me out is, I don't know if people have seen Paranormal Activity 2 or 3 or something. There's a kid who has like a playpen like that, and there's a creature, like not creature, a ghost called Toby who lives there. Now I'm starting to wonder, did I actually see some sort of Toby and think it was an Air India Maharaj? What if I had some village man's ghost chilling with me and I thought it was an Air India Maharaj?
Well, at least it was cute and friendly.
Yes.
Like Casper the Friendly Ghost. It was, it wasn't like a proper...
I was just saying that in another interview today, that was my favorite cartoon, Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Well, there you go. You have this whole weird Bhuth connection.
Yeah.
So I just want to do this because everyone's saying, like, there's some weird questions, obviously, like show Bob's. So, like, here you go. There's my Bob's. There you go. I showed Bob's.
Yeah. I love you. There's Num's Bob's. Yes.
You see my Bob's. Yeah. In fact, I think when me and Vishal were talking, like, Monica jumped on the chat. It was just like, why is it that when two dudes talk, no one's asking to see their genitalia or their belly buttons or their nipples or anything? So then me and Vishal...
No, that's not fair, is it? That's discriminatory.
Exactly. So me and Vishal just showed our nipples to each other.
I love it.
Keeping it real.
Yes. Anyway, men's nipples are allowed on Instagram.
They're also pointless. Men's nipples have no purpose or function on the planet. Why? Because we were born XX, right?
Yeah, because when you were forming in the fetus, everyone is a girl first.
Yeah, we're all XX. The Y thing comes after. It's like, what?
Afterwards.
Bakwas. Not you, Bakwas. I mean, everyone else's thing.
Scientific fact. But...
Well, there you go. Are you checking the comments?
You. I'm your big fan. Thank you.
Oh, actually, this reminds me of something. So, one of the things that really took me back about being friends with you is that I forget about all of this kind of stuff. Same with Vishal, same with Monica, same with Anushka, same with a lot of my friends, is that I'm in a position where I'm very blessed to have strong...
Oh my God, are you going to talk about that gig we went to?
Oh, no, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I completely forgot about that. But I was going to talk about when we had lunch in Bandra and then got packed. And I was like, what is this? I was very confused.
Yeah. And the pictures look like I can't walk and you have to support me.
Totally. But now you've mentioned the gigs. So I've been basically trying to musically corrupt Shruti for a while now and take her to underground gigs.
I'm corrupted in my head. I've just not physically been musically corrupted in India.
Yes. So I took you to a rave in India.
And by this we mean gigs, everyone. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But you came to a gig with a band, with 3 bands that I was working with, playing with, the Kaminas, which is like a punk band from Boston, a Pakistani punk band from Boston, the Tuts, which are like a tritone, like brown girl, black girl, white girl band, and Shruti came to this gig. And so like my whole world is about sort of weird things that I love in terms of taking color and these ideas of what's possible and pushing them. And so taking you to raves is my next thing. And then in Bombay, I took you to this gig.
Which was like really funny.
Which was a big warehouse rave.
And then I was also like this the whole time with my glass, which was fun. My glass of Sprite. Like an auntie with my handbag here.
Completely
I had my handbag
forgot.
like this. And I was like, music bahut acha hai beta.
Yeah, can we go now? And then there's photos, people asking for pictures. And I'm like, oh shit, I forget about all of this stuff.
It was dark inside and people were like, nah.
Yeah, they can't. Is that?
No,
really?
no.
But actually, there was that one night when I was trying to take you to Fabric here, which would have been quite fun. And maybe one night I will take you out store.
We'll do that. When everything opens up, I'm going to like... I actually went to... It's really funny being the only sober person at a rave, and I went to a lot of them in Budapest.
Yeah.
Budapest is like... And it's a whole experience.
So
There was one in
a friend of mine wanted to tell you that you were wasted in Treadstone because you were very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, wasted I think means that, you know, that they didn't take advantage.
Well, that was the role.
I've got to watch my words actually when I say this.
When I got, I got the audition, I just did it. And then they were like, it's a guest role. I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do it. Because I've not had I haven't planned like Priyanka Chopra, to put it very simply. And I haven't been like, I'm going to do it this way and that. Like, I was like, let's do it.
I mean, no shit. Look at the gigs we put on together. I mean,
no, but
of course.
That's what it is. It's organic. For me, that's the journey that works. It's organic. It's also like proper street cred. I think it's okay to be a flash in the pan from Bollywood, so to speak.
Not that Priyanka is that. I'll just clarify that.
But it doesn't have sustainability.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I'm not like at anybody, but you know what I mean. Like, so for me, I just felt it was fun. And they added 2 more. I was only on for 2 episodes originally, and then they added 2 more little bits. And then I loved it. It was such a good experience. And really, it was fight training that like changed so many things for me.
Dude, the videos you showed me about your fight training was just awesome. They were epic. I was like, yeah.
I love fighting. So then after that, I got really busy with stuff. But right before lockdown, I actually started. I got like an MMA instructor, and I started training with him called Irfan. And I started training, and then it like shut down. So I was like, but fighting is my thing. Like, I just want to get so good at fighting for myself. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It kind of matches your personality because like wallflower. You're not going to shrink from any confrontation, really.
Well, I didn't know how strong my kicks were getting because I came. Was it you that I kicked? No, I kicked somebody.
Was it you that I kicked?
It wasn't you.
I love that, like, from your friends. It's like, did I kick you?
There was one kick, and Caitlin, who was my stunt double, is like incredible. And like, she was actually like, you need to kick like this. And I kept practicing it. And I was like, yeah. And it wasn't you. It was somebody, and I kicked them, and I kicked them really hard, and they kind of just buckled and folded. It was really great. Yeah.
So it's like a real actual connection, and it works now.
Claro, get down, baby, please. Sorry.
Nice. Hang on, wait. Another question's come in. I don't know how these are ordered. It's like basically a complete mess in here.
That's okay. Clara.
Ooh, here you go.
Be kind. Like, it's so old school and boring and cliche, but just be kind. You don't know the shit someone's going through. You don't know what they're feeling. You don't know what you're feeling. Stop with the judginess. Stop thinking you know everything. Just be kind. Simple.
And actually, on that note, I do want to say this one thing, is that actually having, like, knowing you as a mate, there's no superficiality. It's all very honest. You're just lovely. Genuinely lovely. And as a punk, it kills me to say this, so shut up. It's just so bad. Like, chi.
Yum.
Chi.
Someone's like, daily I imagine to living with you.
With you? It'd be a nightmare.
I would be a nightmare.
It'd be a nightmare. It'd be a complete nightmare.
Living with someone, how is Sangana coping with you being at home every day?
Good, man. We got opposite wings. It's wonderful.
Yeah, to everyone, Nirma's like the most beautiful flat.
Thanks for
London,
saying that. Yes,
with enough space. I've realized that marriages work in flats like that, in homes like that. That have 2 levels and separate living quarters when you need them.
Well, thanks for just sharing that with everybody. I appreciate that. Cheers. But
what? The house is beautiful and it has space?
That's true, but I don't want to act like... Yeah, okay, fine. Look at me getting all shy. What the hell? Yes.
Yes, it's a beautiful home.
It is true. It is true.
You should be proud of it.
Kind of incredible. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything like any good for my underground cred.
Yeah, it's not like oh, lovely house. It's like...
Dude, it's more like a bat cave. Yeah.
I love it.
Hey!
Someone's like Sachin's favorite innings.
Rena's here. Rena from New York is lovely. Rena's great. She's awesome. And Pavan just popped up. Yes, Pavan.
Hi.
Oh, what do you think of Pavan's new track, by the way?
I really love it. And I just love his whole vibe. And that's why, I don't know if he got it, but I was like, thumbs up with a blue hand. Because I was like, blue hand. So I'm like looking for these gifts or whatever, and I'm like, blue hand. And there was a one blue hand going thumbs up, and I was like, yes.
That could come out really badly because there's a whole thing. That cut me off at the exact moment I was going to talk about the Dead Hand Gang from The Inbetweeners, which is not exactly appropriate chat, but let's see. I guess I was saved by the bell. Dead Hand Gang. So welcome back, part 2. Hi, Will. How's it going? Will, we're going to do one of these together soon. Yes. She didn't leave. I think we have an hour cutoff, but I think she has to reconnect and join. Yes, I am talking to myself, Anita. Basically, we reached the hour limit, so Shruti has to request again. And wait there. This is nuts. I've got like 4 or 5 requests to go live, so I have to select Shruti. Add. And is she going to join, or is it going to be some random person that requested? Let's see. Hi!
I think this is my longest live ever in life.
It's reached an hour already. You know why? You let me pee while still being on.
Yeah, that's probably... I should count in that time for your mixers and your PP.
My friend Anita was just like, no, you're just talking to yourself. What's going on? I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just here.
Join. Okay, but, hi, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like I was saying, the whole thing, it's quite a... How do I describe this? So... Basically, blue hand could mean when you numb your hand as a dude to try and do something nasty.
Uh-huh.
So be very careful what you search.
Well, I don't think that's going to pop up in a GIF, mate.
It might do.
What kind of GIF keyboard do you have?
I have a very, very, very odd GIF keyboard.
Excuse me very much.
But I'm glad you like his stuff because it's quite, yeah, I'm glad you like it. You know what?
I like it. It's a vibe and it's I like his lyrical authenticity.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
He has got, yeah, it's real. Also, I mean, with all due respect, as you get older in life.
Someone's like, oh, Pawan's like, stop that. Yeah, that
stop what?
What? Loving your music.
The Smurf love.
The Smurf love. Yeah. No, I searched blue hand because I was like, there should be one like this or like this. And there was one going like, yeah.
Ah, but also, if you're a skater, there's like Santa Cruz. Yeah, like a skateboarder.
Which I'm not. I was a rollerblader, so you know which part of the cool club I belonged in. I was a rollerblader.
I'm not into skating. I'm a rollerblader. Fuck.
I was so good at rollerblading. I just want to let you know, I used to listen to Crazy Town and rollerblade. That was my thing.
Wow. You're the person that watches Lords of Dogtown and sort of like sketches in everyone's individual boots every frame.
That's skateboarding. There is no proper...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who has... Okay, actually, that's not true. The whole of Saturday Night Live could be roller skate music and therefore...
I just want to make blades really cool, like rollerblades really cool.
It would reduce not
rollerblading outfits, which kind of those shoes of mine that you hate.
Jazz is here, by the way.
Huh?
Jazz is here.
Hi, Jazzy.
Oh my God, that was really hard.
Shoes of mine that you hate are kind of in that whole 90s rollerblade fashion.
I want to clarify, Mega, I'm not hating on Lords of Dogtown at all. I'm cussing Shruti's love of rollerblades.
Yeah.
Big difference.
You dare not do that.
I'm getting gunned by people.
But it's such a look. You know, like those tight, what are they called? Those cycling shorts with the knee pads and like a loose fucking t-shirt, like probably some band you like when you're young, and like elbow pads, and like I wouldn't wear a helmet because I was cool, you know, and it was.
But you must wear a helmet if it's legal. You have a responsibility, Shruti.
Now I
wear
do.
Helmets.
Yeah, I don't even rollerblade, but yes.
Yeah. You must wear a helmet. Yes.
Yeah.
So equally, let's be honest. Rollerblading versus skateboarding wins.
Oh yeah, but.
So my point was about blue hands. After all of this, there's a skating company called Santa Cruz, which has a blue hand with a tongue coming out of it and a mouth.
Ah, okay.
That was the roundabout point I was getting at. Stop hating on Milli Vanilli. What?
No one's hating. Someone's like, Nom, what's your favorite singer?
My favorite singer? I mean, that's obvious, right? Anyone that knows me knows what that is.
Prince.
Yeah, clearly Prince.
Yes.
Clearly. Of course.
Prince.
Actually, if I unclip this phone, actually I can show you. This is like the geekiness of my Prince collection.
Yes! From that same company, I think I have He-Man, Elvis, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why Sonic?
I told you I love Sonic.
More than Mario?
Yes.
See, Pavan, she likes blue people more than regular humans. There's a running theme of Shruti's like love of blue people.
Yes. I didn't get so into the Smurfs. I kind of did like that Blue Man Group.
I didn't get so into the Smurfs. I wasn't so into the Smurfs.
I was like, I liked one section of one song by the Blue Man Group where they get like really heavy and play on the orange paint or whatever. I was like, yeah.
Big up Ocean Tide. Sorry, Ocean Tide is a producer from Bangalore. He was amazing.
Sonic Gang.
Big up the Sonic Gang.
You know what? So they have this Sonic movie thing, and they had this first version of Sonic, which people felt was like really creepy because they gave it like almost human teeth and like.
Yeah.
Like,
of course. Yeah.
They made like these big eyes, alien meats, and
they
then
were small. They were small eyes, my love. They were tiny and teeth, and it was more human.
They made him human, and I don't know why I just found Sonic hot for the first time in my life. You know, I have to do with cartoons. Like my favorite, like my sexiest man is Race Bannon from Johnny Quest, and I was like, yeah,
Race Bannon. I'm googling this right now.
Race Bannon from Johnny Quest was like, I just really found him.
He was like, he's got grey hair. That's why.
He had platinum hair.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of hot. It's a silver fox. I get that.
Yeah. And
he doesn't have blue hands though, so there's a whole there's a difference there.
And then who else? There was so many. Like just cartoons seemed hotter than real people. Also,
okay. So She-Ra, Princess of Power was my thing.
Prince, not Nuala. What's his name? From Hellboy, the fully pale, blonde. Prince Nuala. What's his name? Hellboy 2. Golden Army? No, I don't remember.
Prince Nuala. Oh yeah,
yes.
but you know that's the same. Okay, he was played by.
No, don't even bother with that.
No, because there's a reason why. Okay,
I
yes.
I have a type in science fiction.
But Shruti, hear me out.
The White Walker.
Hear me out. Prince Nuada was also the villain in Blade 2.
Really? So he's got that.
But the same makeup. It's the same exact makeup without the hair.
You know what I mean? That vibe. Even The Crow.
So you're into vampires and weird.
The Crow. And then my hottest man in recent times, and I was so bloody upset with what they did with him, was the White Walker.
Ah, really?
I'm sorry. I mean,
really?
Like, really? I found him very hot. And you know, the thing is, that dude was legit dedicated to Carnage, okay? He was like waiting for, 4,000 years.
Okay, so here's a question for you that's random, because you said the word Carnage. So, comic books, are you in any way like a fan of anything? Don't say Sandman, Neil Gaiman, because we'll get there eventually. But I mean, like mainstream comic books, are you like, is there a thing?
Batman.
Yeah, obviously Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Actually, I haven't been reading much recently. I really loved, of course, Sandman, Death. I loved Lucifer, the comics, and I didn't like.
These are all Gaiman connected. We can't.
No, but I am like not.
How? Okay, the reason why I
100 Bullets.
100 Bullets is excellent.
Very good. Then wait, let me just go to the comic book section. The ones that I've opened out.
Okay, while we're doing this, Shruti, you've seen this, right? Wait, The Crow.
So, oh yes, and then we have
Do you know the one thing that I actually lament? What's this? What am I looking at? Ah, you got Death. Amazing.
I've got Death. I've got my insane vinyl toy collections of
Amazing. Ducks. You got Ducks.
Obsessed.
Oi, listen,
Skeletor.
Ruka. Skeletor is pretty cool.
So, these are my different... Well, there's Death. This is good.
You don't have the entire Sandman collection, which is shocking.
No, I do. They're all in suitcases. It's been a nightmare. It's mostly just Neil Gaiman, to be honest.
Yeah, I have a Gaiman shelf, but I also have a what's his name? Shit.
I really need to. I need, the last time I went to Forbidden Planet, it was great because I was dressed really weird for some reason that day, like in almost latex pants. You know those pants of mine that make noise,
Okay, look, I'm going to sit down and lose this, but watch this. Look.
I love. Yes.
See, yes, but anyway, we'll go back to your latex pants that make noise. Yes.
So I was wearing like these latex kind of pants, which are like high-waisted, and like this Fila retro, like net top with fluorescent green and like black net. And then I had my hair in like those top things that you said you hated.
So basically, like a Comic-Con like hooker.
Yeah, with those shoes you hate, the other versions of the Naked Wolf shoes.
Yeah.
And I walked into Forbidden Planet, and like, bless their souls, the geeky boys. I think they felt like someone had walked out of the shelves, because I was like standing
an action
there with
figure.
all my comic books, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't come back here for a while. Now I need to make and half of my comic books are in London as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Well, the reason, what was the reason? Okay, so now we'll go back to the whole Sandman thing. And the reason why I'm so envious of you is that Sandman was like one of the comics that made my whole like teen existence good. Like, in fact,
it made it good. That is the right word.
Well, I can show you something now. Is that by my decks, I found a bunch of old mixtapes that I made when I was a kid. So when I was like 15. And if you look at the cassette box.
Yes. It's got Death on top. And
it's got Death. It's got Keely, I forget his name, but it's got like Morpheus there. And obviously like Batman, for instance. How nerdy is that? So nerdy. So as soon as you were just like, yeah, Sandman's my thing, I was like, what is this? And you're right, it made it better. It made it bearable. It made like all of these big questions like digestible.
I think that there is always in Neil Gaiman's writing a compassion for the human condition. But it's grey.
and kind of gothic, which for a brown person is really weird.
I don't think it's intentionally gothic.
You don't think?
No, I don't.
Because the one big problem I have, for example, right now, is that I look around and all the comic book figures that I have surrounding me all have white skin. And I would love it if some of them had brown skin. I would love it if someone growing up...
Do you know what? And not like Spider-Man with pajamas, because I saw that once and it
I sent it to you.
You sent it to me.
Yeah, Spider-Man in India.
It was not my vibe.
No, but that's the thing, is the retelling of the archetypes in
with
that
the
setting.
in the background.
Huh? No, but the story being retold.
May as well put some bangles and a bindi on him, no?
No. It was told well. It was like the narrative was told well. Instead of Peter Parker being metamorphosized by science, it was Prithvir Prabhkar being metamorphosized by...
Do you think there's never been like a huge Indian superhero, because we have so many stories in Hindu mythology?
Maybe we've already got them.
Yeah, they're just not...
Maybe.
Because there was one book I had like ages ago, I can't find it, where it was like... I just think that, there's a treasure trove of like retelling but then it's so sensitive, you know. So I think that we already have it.
But this is the point with American mythology, like Star Wars, like all the big things.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing, right?
That is American mythology. It's a new creation. But it's also merged with capitalism, which gives you a bigger stretch, whereas all of our old mythologies are tied to different other structures, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But again...
India culturally has comic book culture. I don't know how to explain it. But
yeah,
you know
yeah, I get it. But that's the thing is that my mom...
Without the graphicness of it.
Right, but I think it's the same thing.
Actually, that's not true, because the visual representation is so important in India as well.
Well, this is why Kunal from Culture Shock, Jazz's friend, which is how we met, those are his two works. There's Ganesh and Kali right behind me to try and adjust those things to a more modern ideal, I guess. But literally, like I said, all the plastic toys around me.
Oh, someone said Chota Bheem, which is true actually, but that's like a kid cartoon. It's huge. Yeah.
Okay. In India only, though.
Yeah. No, that's not true, because I had a lot of people saying, you know, my Indian friend's kid made my kid watch Chota Bheem. It just had like a connect. Kind of like my friend's daughter started watching Peppa Pig, and I got like fully into it. And I'm also fully into the show called Dougie, which is about a dog and it has a baby octopus. And I'm fascinated by children's cartoons. I really am absolutely fascinated by children's cartoons, because holding a child's attention is
quite hard.
Yeah, and to do it with the color and the sound and the type of animation, it's just like really fascinating to me. So I want to watch kids' cartoons.
But also, you've got to kind of break things down to their basic storytelling blocks and make them very simple to understand.
It's really good to simplify what you want to communicate. I know it sounds silly, but I love watching kids' cartoons.
I get that. But again, it just struck me that I'd really wish that, and there was a whole debate where if someone of color was cast as Batman, it wouldn't work because the cowl shows that much, so you'd tell who they were.
See, I'll tell you something, okay? It's a very sensitive topic, and I think representation is required. But let's say within India, as you are aware, India in itself is like, it's like a continent. It's not like a country. It's like got so much going on within itself.
It's a massive place with many, many, many people and many cultures and many beliefs.
Yes, and you know, the whole like being hung up on like fair skin versus this skin versus that skin and this culture and that look and this thing. And aspirationally, I tell you my experiences, there are some roles I cannot play because I don't look the part. And so forcing me into those parts is wrong. I myself take the call to say, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not right. And 50% of the battle is won in that casting. But also what I'm saying is, it's okay to let certain things be certain way. Everything doesn't need to be pushed everywhere. I think the representation has to happen overall instead of trying to replace what already exists. I think we need to be creating new characters. I'm not that amazed at making a colored James Bond or Batman. I'm amazed at creating the new character of color.
Yeah, because those characters are inherently new anyway.
Because it has to be. It has to come from a place. It has to be birthed from a need that is rooted in that color or culture, race or ethnicity or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to remake a movie and say I want to do Gone with the Wind again. So why? You want to make what you're making? And I think that's why my focus is also, you know, I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel.
Well, no, I think there's something to be said for that because every culture has that.
I think that the question needs to be asked, yes. But I'm more interested in seeing where the voice is put and how it's put. Like, for example, I watched Never Have I Ever after you told me. And also because I came to that party.
And big up Purna. Yeah, big up Purna Jagannathan.
And thanks to Jazz as well.
Yeah.
And I watched
and big up Never Have I Ever and big up Mindy Kaling and everyone.
And I loved it because it was not us trying, like it was not Brown trying to replace. It was what it is. It's real. It was, and I loved it because it was a Tamil family. You know what I mean? And I was like, yes, totally.
What's his name? I can't pronounce his name. I'm really, really, really bad at pronunciation. My friends that are brown and that are like authors call me like what do they call me? like a race hater because I mispronounce every single South Indian name.
Everybody mispronounces the South Indian name.
Sendil.
Sendil Ramamurthy.
Oh, it's so hot. He's so hot. It's ridiculous. Like, he's so hot. Ever since Heroes, I'm like, dude, that's the... Dude, I wish you were around when I was a kid because I'd be like, yo, that's what I want to be, yo.
Yeah, proper Tamil face he has.
So, like, but handsome, like, and he's in the office and, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean about that show. It was just so good to see just the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, addressing it just the way it is and the flip side of culture, you know? So I like that. I'm more interested in that, really.
I'm going to be interested to see what you think about...
I also like that in Zedstone, it didn't matter that she was Indian.
Yeah.
It was irrelevant that she was Indian. She was going to be a badass irrespective of race. And that's what I liked. And that's why I picked it, because it wasn't stereotyping me, except for the part where I'm in Delhi. It didn't matter after that.
I haven't seen it. I've got to be honest. My ignorance is that deep. I'm just like, I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But yeah. I think there's, I'm interested to see what impact Never Have I Ever Had is going to make on this next film that I'm in that's coming out sometime. I stopped myself good. Did you hear that? Just because it's such a weird Indian produced film. And
I've never been a fan of the Slumdog Millionaire narrative, to be honest, at all.
So I haven't told you what happened to me during that, right?
No. Did people think you look like Frida?
No.
That happened to me. And then Priyanka Chopra came and then I look like her. So
I mean, God. I mean, everyone mistakes me for Priyanka Chopra all the time. It's a fucking nightmare, I tell you. But I'll tell you off this chat about what happened. But yes, different thing. Yes. But actually, on that note, I think I need to pee again. So I think we should wrap
I have to go actually because I have a session with someone.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Like what session?
Because I've been working nights internationally.
Look at you grinding.
Yes, and thanks to my friend Jay Raukavi, I actually managed to get MIDI keyboard and a sound card. So I'm happy.
Awesome. So let's call this. And I will chat to you offline. Thank you.
It was so good speaking with you. Someone's like your favorite movie, Enter the Dragon. Yes, it is. But yeah, love you, Nami. It was so good talking with you.
You too. And thank you for doing this. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.